Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Itogo, and if this is your first time of watching any of my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber living in Kenya and the United Kingdom, and if this is your first time watching any of my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Today is Sunday. I have work tomorrow, which is Monday, and I usually get off work very late, but tomorrow I'm actually doing a half-day shift so that I can go to school because my work is in Hertfordshire and I study at the University of Hertfordshire. That's a lot of information that you do not ask me for, but that's okay. Anyway, in today's video I just wanted to create a video that a lot of people have asked me about, which is the financial implication or the financial cost or the cost basically of moving from Nigeria to the UK as an international student. You know, when you hear studying abroad, like your chest will just be paining you because it's expensive, and if you think I'm going to tell you that it's not expensive, it's expensive. Okay. It's really expensive. Studying abroad, there's no two ways about it. It's not cheap, it is very expensive, but the good part is that it's actually worth it. So in today's video I'm just going to make a video. I've said it before, this video is just going to be telling you the amount of money that you need to keep down in case you want to study abroad, especially in September. I think September is like next admission round and all of that. So if you're preparing for September, yeah, on the right video and on the right channel. Anyway, let's get right into it. If you want to apply for a master's degree in the UK, there are certain things that you need to have. I said it in my previous video. I'm going to put it here and in the description box, or you might see it here. It depends on how I'm editing the video. I don't really know how that's going to go, but if you want to study in the UK for your master's degree, there are certain things that you need to have, and these things cost money. The first one is your transcript. For the University of Nigeria and Suka, I think I don't know how much transcripts cost. I don't really know how the transcript costs, but I would not advise you to send the transcript to school from the university. I would advise you to find a way to get your transcript so that you can send it to the schools by yourself, because I don't know, I'm sure that sending your transcripts out of Nigeria is not going to cost you anything less than 30 something thousand naira. So imagine that you're applying to 5-6 schools, because I would not advise you to apply to one school, and you're sending your transcript to each of these schools. It does not make any sense. So what I'll advise you to do is that you should find a way to get hold of your transcript. You can either send the transcript to your place of work in Nigeria and then have them send your transcript to you. When you have your transcript, because that's what I did, most UK schools will not ask you to send the transcript directly from the school to them. So if you have a copy of your transcript, an original copy, they would accept it like that. So what I would advise you to do at this point is that you should find a way to get your transcript and keep around 30 to 40,000 naira for your transcript. It also depends on your school. For a school like University of Nigeria and Suka, they are very, very reliable when it has to do with transcripts. I cannot even shade them. They're one of the best and fastest for getting your transcript. You just go to the website. You don't even need to know anybody. Go to the website, you pay, you click on which courier service you want your transcript to come through, DHL, UPS. DHL is always expensive and all of that. And when you're done with that, you put in the address and like you get a transcript and all of that. So just keep around 30 to 40,000 naira to get your transcript. The next thing that you need to pay for is your passport. You guys know that getting a passport from Nigeria is an extreme sport. You need prayers, you need to know somebody, or know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody to get your passport. It's not like you just walk into the immigration office and ask them and ask them for your passport and they'll just be like, oh, here is your passport. No, that's not how it's done. You need to know the right people to get your passport and all of that. When I did my passport, I did it in 2019 or 2020 January. Yeah, 2020 January. That's when I did my passport, and I paid 40 something thousand naira to get my passport. But I know that that's not the amount of money that you would use to get your passport now. So I would advise you to keep like 50,000 to 60,000 naira for your passport. So if you don't have your transcripts and your passport, just keep around 100,000 naira for your transcript and passport. Once you've gotten these things and you've applied to UK schools and you've gotten the admissions, the next thing that you need to keep money for is your deposit. It depends on the school that you're going for. In my last video, I mentioned stuff about deposit, how to find the right school and all of that, but that's not the only thing that you need to know when it has to do with well, if you can pay the whole school fees, even better, but if not, you can pay your deposit. Some deposits for different schools are like, they're not fixed anyway. This school can be asking you for a £3,000 deposit, another school can be asking you for £1,000 deposit, another school £5,000 deposit. So it depends on the school that you're going to and the amount of money that their deposits, how much their deposit costs basically. So what I would advise you to do is to make sure that you find the deposit of the school that you're going to. Once you can afford it, you've also checked if they'll ask you for what's it called, for 50% on enrollment and all of that. Once you figured out the school and the payment plan and all of that, the next step is to pay your deposit. Depending on the school that you're actually going to, but deposits are not going to be anything less than £1,000. From £1,000 and above, so you can get £1,000, £2,000, £3,000, £4,000. There are schools that even ask you for a deposit of £7,500. So it depends on the school that you've applied to and the school that you want to go to. After getting your deposit, so this is the amount of money that you should keep for your deposit. After paying your deposit, the next thing that you have to do is to do your tuberculosis test. The tuberculosis test, popularly known as the TB test, is essential when you're planning to travel to the UK. And this test, you have to do it in at IOM. IOM is International Organization for Migration. It is the designated center for that test when you're traveling to the UK. Unfortunately, there are only two centers in Nigeria, one in Abuja and one in Ikeja, Lagos. So I did mine at Ikeja and I paid the sum of 57,800 for that test. I don't know if it's still the amount of money now, but that's how much it cost me as at the time that I actually paid for that stuff. So remember, I said your passport, your transcripts, your deposit, and then your tuberculosis test. Once you're done paying for your tuberculosis test and all of that, once you're done doing your tuberculosis test, the next thing you have to do is your proof of funds. So proof of funds is the exact amount of money that you need to take care of yourself in the UK. So if your dad is Dangote, you have money to pay your whole school fees. UK school fees are very expensive. For international students, from around £10,000 and above. Some schools will even charge you 20-something thousand pounds as an international student. So once you're done with your tuberculosis test, the next thing you have to do is to do your proof of funds. So the proof of funds, like I said, is the amount of money that you're going to use to take care of yourself while you are in the UK. If your school is outside London, you need to have the sum of £9,207 in your account for a period of 28 days. I would say 29 by the way, but 28 days is the official time that you need to have this money in your account. Then aside from that, you also, if you paid your deposit and you did not pay your full school fees, you also need the balance of your school fees in your account with the living expenses money. For instance, let me say my school fees is 13,000. Let me say my school fees is £14,000, and I paid £5,000 for my deposit. Or my deposit is £5,000. What is left of my school fees or for my school fees is £11,000. So okay, sorry, what's left of my school fees is £9,000. So for my proof of funds, I need to have my living expense. My school is outside London. So this is not the exact amount of money I paid. I'm just giving you guys like an example, a scenario here. I said, for instance, my school fees is £14,000 and my deposit is £5,000. So, and I paid £5,000 for my deposit. So what I have to pay, my school fees balance, my tuition balance is now £9,000. If my school is outside London, I need to have the sum of £9,207 for my living expenses. So what my proof of funds is going to be in this scenario is that I'm going to add my living expenses money, which is £9,207 plus the balance of my tuition, which is £9,000. So when you add them together, what you're getting is £18,207. That is my proof of funds. So I need to have that amount of money, this £18,207 in my account for the period of 28 days. You're in Nigeria, so if you're probably not earning in dollars or pounds, you need to have this money in naira. So you're going to do 18,207 times the exchange rate. I would advise that you go higher than the exchange rate. When I did my proof of funds and all of that, the exchange rate was around 570 naira to £1, but I used 650 to £1 just in case the market crashes, something happens or something. I'll still be on the safe side. I will not have to regret like anything, or yeah, basically, just in case anything happens, I'm still safe. Do you understand? So that's one thing that I would encourage you to do, to make sure that don't use the exact exchange rate. Don't go to under rate and then you see 570 and you use it. What if um maybe naira will fall and something like that, and it's no longer be 570, it's now be 640 or 630? So I advise you to use a rate higher so that you'll be on the safer side. It's better that you have like more money in your account than you have less money in your account, because if you do that proof of funds for 28, 29 days, and maybe it's, you use 570 and then something happens to the naira is now 580, you have to start from scratch. So it's not better that you just like have more money than having. I understand that it is not easy at all. I totally understand that it's not easy. Like, I've been there, I'm still there, okay? I'm still like nursing my wounds from this. It's not like nursing my wounds. What am I saying? It's not like nursing my wounds, but it's still really taking a toll on me. The amount of money that I used to come here, it's a lot. Like, it is crazy. It's a lot of money and all of that. So when you're done, you have to have that amount of money with the calculation that I've used. You have to have that amount of money in your account for your proof of funds. If your school, by the way, is in London, your proof of funds is going to be more. Your living expenses money is going to be more. It's not going to be £9,207 anymore. It's going to be up to 10, 11. I don't know the exact amount of money, but I'll try to find it. I'll put it on the screen. You're going to have that with the balance of your tuition fee. You have to minus what you paid for deposit, the balance of your tuition fee, add it with your living expenses money, and convert it to naira, and have that exact amount of money in your account for your proof of funds. So once it's 28 days, and the 29th day, you print your bank statement, and then you what's it called, you get ready to apply for your visa. Hopefully by then you've gotten the CAS. If you don't know what CAS is, I made a video about like how to apply to schools, and I talked about it. I'm going to put the video here, and the link is in the description box, so please go and watch that video. Thank you. So by then, before you apply for your visa, you must have gotten CAS. The CAS is the confirmation of acceptance of studies. So once you have that, and you've done your tuberculosis test, and you have your bank statements with the exact amount of money that you need for 20 days, I told you to go higher just in case anything happens. You now apply for your visa. What you need for a visa application is your transcripts, you need your CAS, you need your tuberculosis test, you don't actually need your CV. Some people apply with their CVs. I did not, but if you want to, that's fine, but you don't need your CV, okay? You need your passport number and just like a bunch of documents. So you go to the what's it called, the website, and apply for your visa. When you apply for your visa, you also need money to pay for your IHS. IHS is the immigration surcharge, which is like your health insurance. So for my IHS, I paid 1,279 or 97, one of the two. $1,279 or 1,297, one of the two. I paid the amount of money in dollars, and I also paid my visa fee. My visa fee was $479. So everything I paid was almost 1,000, was around $1,700 for my visa application. And that's not all. Why I paid 1,270 something or 9 something dollars for my immigration surcharge was because my course is 18 months. So the longer your course, the more money that you have to pay for this immigration surcharge. If your course is 1 year, you get to pay less. If your course is 1 year and 6 months, like my course, you get to pay more. If your course is 2 years, you have to pay more. If you are an undergraduate, you have to pay more, obviously. Then the visa application fee is £479. I did the standard visa application because the priority was not available as when I wanted to submit my visa application. So I had to do the standard visa application, which was supposed to take 15 working days, but mine took 17 working days. So if you're going to do the priority costs extra money. I think it's around 300 and something dollars. It actually increases or decreases depending on the exchange rate for the day that you're actually going to pay. But this is the range that you need. So I said you need your transcripts, which cost money. You need your passport. You need your tuberculosis test, that's 57,800. You need your deposits, which ranges from £1,000 to 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 pounds. You can pay everything if you have the money. Then for your proof of funds, you need to have £9,207 if your school is outside London, and you need to add that amount of money with the balance of your tuition. So calculate that. So you need to keep that money in your account for 28, 29 days. And then when you're done with that and you've printed your bank statement, signed and stamped from your bank, you proceed to your visa application. You need to have your documents for the visa application. You also need to pay for your IHS. It's compulsory. You can't escape it. Whether you're going to use them or not, you must pay for health insurance. And I said the more your cost, the longer your cost is, the more amount of money you have to pay. I said I paid $1,297 or $79, but I cannot tell you that this is the exact amount of money you would pay, because it goes up or down depending on the exchange rate of the day. I also paid $479 for my health insurance. Okay, I actually paid $1,297 for my IHS, for my health insurance, and I paid $479 for my visa. I did a standard visa because priority visa was not available at the time. If you do priority, you get your visa in 5 working days. Meanwhile, for standard, you get your visa in 15 working days. So I don't even advise my enemy to do standard. It's like the 15 working days is long. I got my own in 17 working days. I think the Friday before the Monday when I got my visa, I could not work. Like, I was just so restless because then it was 15 working days and I was like, where am I? And those that did in Abuja, they already started getting their visas and all that. I was like, where's my visa? I could not get any work done. I was just in my house pacing frantically. I was really worried. I was like, what's happening? Where is this visa? Who is holding? So I want to advise my enemy to do the priority visa because it takes a lot of time and it's really scary. The wait is not for the faint-hearted. Okay, I'm not advised by the way to do the standard visa because the wait is not for the faint-hearted. So I think after that, what's the next thing that I had to do? Yeah, so when you're done with paying for the health insurance surcharge and your visa, remember I said that if you're doing standard you pay $479. If you're doing priority you pay an extra 300 and something. And if you're doing there's a super priority, you get your visa like 1 working day or something like that. You have to do your research for that one. Okay, then after that, the next thing is your biometrics. For me, I don't think that option is available anymore. For me, the date that I got for my biometrics was 14th of January. Who is waiting for 14th of January? And the annoying part is that your visa will not start counting until you do your biometrics. So even if you pay for priority, the 5 working days will not start counting until you do your biometrics. So imagine that I applied for my visa on the 17th of December and then you're giving me biometrics dates on the 14th of January. Of course, I cannot wait. Okay, I can't actually wait. So and I know that it's not start counting until 14th. So there was an option though to do the walk-in that I actually did then. I don't think it's available anymore. Also, I forgot to say something. If you're doing your biometrics in Victoria Island, you have to pay an extra £55. If you're doing it in Ikeja, it's free, but the crowd is usually massive. But I did I chose MVI Center. There are 3 centers for your biometrics. There's one in Abuja, there's one in Ikeja, there's one in Victoria Island. Victoria Island was closer to my house in Lagos then, so I used the one at Victoria Island and all of that. I paid an extra £55. Then after that, the day that I got for my biometric was the 14th of January, and I applied for that visa on the 17th of December. I'm like, never, no. So there was the walk-in option. I did the walk-in, but then the crowd was too much, so I had to sleep outside for 3 days. I had to sleep outside for 3 nights actually. So you go there at night around like 8, 9, 10. Then you write your name. They call names by 4 a.m. in the morning. No jokes. I'm just going to put the video here. Not a joke. It's not a joke at all. So they call the names by 4 a.m. in the morning, and if you don't answer your name, that's about that. So when they call your name, if your name is maybe 1 to 50 or something, you'll be able to do that day. If not, you have to come back the next night to come and answer your name, because if you don't answer your name, they will cancel your name and you start from the beginning. So it was really a traumatic experience for me sleeping outside. I was trying to attach. Don't let anybody tell you that this UK thing, nothing about going to the UK, nothing about moving abroad, going to the UK or wherever, whatever country that you want to move to is cheap. Nothing is cheap about this journey, because you keep on spending money and spending. I just finished paying my visa fee on Friday. I paid $1,294 for my IHS, which is the health insurance surcharge. I also paid 400 and sorry, vitamin C. I also paid 400 and the math is very bad. I think it's $479, yes, for my visa. There's no priority anymore. I decided to go with the VI center, guys. I chose that VI center because you pay an extra £55 to do your biometrics there. So I felt that a lot of people will not want to pay the £55. So people go to Ikeja because for Ikeja it's free. Let me just do the VI. So I just enter VI. I just put VI center. There's no date. This is like 3 days later and there's still no dates. I've not done my biometrics, I've not submitted my passport, I've not done anything. I've just paid for my visa fee, which is really driving me crazy at this point because there's no priority service. Everyone is paying for the standard, and it's actually too much. Do you understand? It's too much at this point. I cannot just, I'm just trying. I found someone that said the person will help me get a date. I don't care at this point. Any extra amount of money that I'm going to pay to get this biometrics date, I do not care. All I'm interested in at this point is getting a visa date, okay? All I'm interested in doing at this point is getting a visa date. So yeah, anyway, I would give you guys more updates regarding this whole UK journey and just sit down and give you guys a breakdown of how it is, how it's been going. I tire, my people. I tire. But it's okay. It's okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is Phil, what's the time actually?
The exact time is 12:45.
It's actually 12:45 a.m. and me, Favor I and the other Jackbarians are actually here in VI, the TLS center in VI, trying to get to do our biometric. So how it actually works is that, first of all, this is our third night here. So you have to sleep here. You have to write your name on the first day, then sleep here. And then after that, after writing your name, after writing your name, you have to stay back till 4 a.m. actually, when they'll call your name. So they call names by 4 a.m. If they call your name by 4 a.m. and you are not there to answer, cancel. Like, people are actually begging God so that you'll not be around so they can cancel your name from the list and all of that. So this is our third day. I'm now number 31, from number 1 to number 31, and Favor is number 4. Like, I mean, God's favorite son, actually, because he's definitely going to do tomorrow. Today is the 29th of December. No, today is the 30th of December actually. So, and this is 12:45 a.m. So by 4 a.m. they'll start calling names. Okay, if you're not just answer your name, which people will be praying that you will not be around, they will cancel your name and you start from the beginning actually. So we came to buy water. Waiting for 4 a.m. Came to buy water, and this is like the Zenith Bank Christmas castle. Let's call it Zenith Bank Christmas. And for the walk-in, aside from paying the £55, because I wanted to do one a day that was not my date, I wanted to do faster, I had to pay an extra 42,000 naira for that. It was not funny. It was really expensive, but it was worth it in the end. After paying for that, I think you now wait for the wait begins. So you just wait and hope you don't get NSF. NSF means non straightforward meal, and you most likely get it when you have like a huge study gap, or maybe you are married and your marriage document is not mathing, you don't have enough pictures, or just like, I don't know, depends on, like, they can give you NSF for anything, or your bank statement is not clear, it's not looking original or something like that, or maybe your bank does not respond. There are a lot of reasons that people get the non straightforward meals, I cannot even say that if you have 4 year study gap, you will not get NSF. I had 4 year study a 4 year study gap. But I know someone that had a 3 year study gap and he got the NSF. So it's not actually like that. The amount of money that this thing costs is a lot of money. Just do the math, use a calculator and start calculating from the beginning to when you get your visa. And that's not all. You also need to book your flight. Okay. Me, I wanted to travel as soon as possible, so I had to use the cheapest one that was available to me. I don't have 2 weeks to wait. I think I got my visa on a Tuesday. I traveled on Thursday. Yeah, I did that. I did that. I got my visa on Tuesday. I traveled on Thursday. By Thursday, 10 p.m. today's time, I don't jackpot. Do you understand? I was just like, I have to go. I think when I got that visa, I was just taking off my intervals and I was just happy. Like, can somebody remove the visa sticker from my passport or something like that? But it was really like a good experience, like generally, and I had like such a good time. Um, I have such a good time. I don't have such a good time. It was really traumatic. I mean, it was really traumatic. So I booked my flights for Kenya. I wanted to book Ethiopian Airways, but that was on a Monday, like the Monday before I got my visa. Imagine I actually booked my flight like the week before I got my visa because somehow I knew that I was going to get it. Like there's a tracker that the UKVI uses. So when you check the tracker, you know where they are at your application. So I knew that I was going to get my visa, and I already like called. I already sent them an email, a paid email, and they told me that it should have been made on my application. So my mother was just like, let's book the flight in faith. Let's book the flight in faith. So we booked the flight the week before I traveled. That was on I wanted to book on a Wednesday. So I already checked the Ethiopian airline was 237,000 naira. I was like, oh, I'm just going to book this thing now. So that was in the morning. I was like, okay, let me just go and like relax let me go and like make this hair. When I'm there, I'll now pay for the flights. I try to book everything and all of that. Let me go and pay. Let me go to the salon. When I went to the salon, sorry, let me pay for the flights. It was not 300 and stuff. No. Immediately, I now checked. I was checking for cheap flight because it was less than a week now. I was checking for cheap flight. Really, I saw Kenya. I was like, Kenya. My sister already told me, Kenya is that for? Is that for? I'm like, I don't have money. I cannot book Qatar. Like, I'm not waiting for 2 weeks. I don't have up to 3. I don't even have 250K. Like, the most amount of money I can spend on flights now is too, because then if you even shake me there, money will not come out. I broke her. But like, hey God, I used all the money that I have in my account to do this application. So I was actually really, really broke. Like I was really, really, really broke. Then so the only amount of money that I could spare for this application for my flight then was 250K. I don't want to spend more. So the cheapest flights, then even Egypt Air that was cheap before, only for it to be a week to the flights that gone up. So it was just Kenya. Kenya was 230 in that hairdresser salon. I just put Thursday. So I just put it Thursday and all of that, and that was the day that I thankfully the next week I was like, when I didn't get my visa on Monday. No, on Monday I was making my hair. I started the hair on Sunday. I mean, no, on that last week I went to relax my hair. Sorry, then I went to make my hair on Sunday. When I did the flight, I was relaxing my hair. I made this hair on Sunday, and then on Monday I now got the email to come and collect my passports and all of that. Like that day, I was just like, you need to like just stop the hair. Let me just go and get the passport. But I didn't get it that day because they are closed. So the Tuesday I got my visa. On that morning I was really worried and all of that. I was like, God, I already booked this flight. Oh, what's going to happen now? Like Thursday is almost here, but thankfully everything just works in my favor. So I'm really thankful to God. This process is not for the faint-hearted. You will spend money. 2021 was a very good year for me financially and all of that. But every dime that I came with, like every dime was gone. Like I had support from family and friends, so let me not come and lie here. My family are the OGs. Do you understand? Like I had support from family, I had support from some friends and all of that, which I'm very grateful for. But majority of the money, like the majority of the money for the application, I actually use my money to fund it and all of that. But I got support because you don't fit do this application by yourself. It costs that, it's expensive. Anyway, aside from the flight and all of that, there's also the accommodation. And you know, houses in UK, you need to pay a deposit for most of them. So my accommodation cost £450, and then I had to pay a deposit of £150, which meant after paying that 250K for flights, I had to cough out £900. Although my cousin helped me pay the holding fee for the accommodation. Then when I came, I paid him back and then paid like everything for the accommodation at £900. They took the holding fee from the accommodation, so I paid him back and then paid. It's still £900 basically. I paid £900 for the accommodation. That's I'm very grateful to my cousin for helping me get this place and all of that. But remember, if you are accommodation hunting in Nigeria, you need to have an accommodation. If you're accommodation hunting in Nigeria, you need Amber students. You need to use Amber students to get your own place, and I have a link in the description box for you. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope this video has answered some of your questions. If you have more questions for me, please leave it in the description box. If you have questions for me, basically just leave it in the comment section. I'm going to do an Q&A really soon, and I'll be answering all your questions relating to studying in the UK. Don't ask me about my personal life. I don't have any answer. Thank you guys for watching. I'm wearing this clothes. I wore this clothes for the other video and all of that. I just want to film all these videos and then like go and do something with my life. Because I have work tomorrow, and my work I leave the house by 6:30, start working by 7. So I'm going to work from 7 to like 2, then go to school. So it's like I'm not looking forward to tomorrow at all. But it's all good. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.